Hello, welcome to Space Events, the show that gives you a brief overview of what's going on in aerospace in a particular month. This one is for September of 2024. Let's get into it. The first mission for the month is a big one. Polaris Dawn for SpaceX. This crewed mission on a Crew Dragon capsule will bring humans to the highest point away from Earth since the Apollo program. This mission will also conduct the first ever private civilian spacewalk and the first spacewalk from a Crew Dragon capsule. The crew for this mission consists of Isaacman, who also led Inspiration 4 a few years back, Menon, Scott Poteet, and Sarah Gillis. Isaacman and Gillis will be the ones that will leave the Crew Dragon capsule resilience for the spacewalk. This also will test SpaceX's brand new EVA suits. In addition to spacewalk, SpaceX will also test direct Dragon to Starlink laser communications, which could be a big thing for decreasing latency in communications in human spaceflight. This mission is packed full of awesome new things. Alright, back to your regular scheduled programming. Starlink satellite launches. Starlink is a high-speed satellite internet constellation built and launched by SpaceX. They have launched almost 200 dedicated launches to Starlink as of the making of this video. All the boosters will come back and land either on land or on a drone ship to be flown once again. Next up is NROL 113 for SpaceX. Launching from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, the missions with the NROL title means that it's a classified mission for the US National Reconnaissance Office. But that also means we don't know much about the payload or where it is exactly going. So, on to the next. Next up for SpaceX is the Galileo FOC FM26 and FM32 mission. This is for the European Union through the European Space Agency, and Galileo is a global navigation satellite constellation similar to US GPS. This is in a less common orbit, a medium Earth orbit, and the booster will be expended for this mission, which definitely doesn't happen as often as it used to. Next up for SpaceX is the Bluebird Block One mission. This is a broadband constellation for cell phone coverage in less covered areas. Launching from Florida, the booster will come back and land at Landing Zone 1. Next up, we go to United Launch Alliance with the second certification flight for Vulcan. This mission will include an inert payload and test future Centaur 5 technologies. This is the second of 2 certification flights to become certified underneath the United States Space Force. Next up, we're back to SpaceX with Crew 9 for NASA. Crew 9 is the 9th operational mission to the International Space Station underneath NASA's Commercial Crew Program. The crew for Crew 9 aboard Crew Dragon Freedom is Nick Hague and Alexander Gorbanov. This mission originally had 4 astronauts going to the International Space Station, but due to the struggles with Boeing's Starliner and its crewed flight test, SpaceX will return the 2 astronauts currently on the International Space Station home when Crew 9 comes home, so it'll come home with 4 astronauts. Next up, you know we gotta talk about it, Starship's 5th integrated flight test. From Starbase, Texas, SpaceX will conduct its 5th flight test of the next generation Starship vehicle. This one should be crazy because they plan on returning the booster back to the launch stand for it to be caught by the big Mechazilla arms. The rest of the trajectory has not been announced, but we assume it'll be similar to Flight 4, which made it very far, all the way to landing. This is Ship 30 and Booster 12, and we expect it to be another awesome launch from SpaceX's next generation Starship vehicle. That concludes the completely confirmed launches for the month. Now we're on to our favorite segment, Moon Time. The new moon for the month of September is on the 2nd, and the full moon is on the 17th. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.